Good evening, everyone. My name is Israel Roman. Welcome to our live webinar, live streaming on nurses to Canada, how to work and immigrate to Canada as a nurse. Again, my name is Israel Roman. Thank you guys for joining us. We have people in our Zoom, and there are people who are in our Facebook live stream as well. So thank you everyone. For those people who are in Zoom, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask them on the comments on the chat box. For people in our Facebook live watching us, thank you. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to write them down on the comment section, and I'll be looking at them from time to time and answering them as well. And just a quick reminder, or not a reminder, a request for those people joining us in our Facebook Live. If you can, please do like us and share this live streaming to your friends, to a group that you think would benefit from hearing this webinar, this live stream. Please do so. I'll very much appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Once again, my name is Israel Roman, and I am a licensed Canadian immigration consultant and at the same time an active registered nurse here in Canada. So, yes, I am still working as a nurse here in Canada at the same time while I am also doing my consultancy work here. And our office is here in Nanaimo, British Columbia. And we also have our Philippine office. It is in Lipa City, Batangas. So why move to Canada? First of all, jobs in Canada, there are great employment opportunities available. And this is not just for nursing, right? For nursing, there's a lot. I mean, like, no one will argue on that one. And it's not just in British Columbia, but across Canada, there are a lot of nursing work that that are out there, and we are constantly hiring nurses. Now, in a different field, there are a lot of employment opportunities as well, and Canada is considered as a equal employment opportunity, or equal employer, or employment, because what I mean by that one is employers here, they do not look at your age, your race, your gender, your marital status, your religion when it comes to hiring, right? As long as you are qualified in terms of the skills, the education needed, then there's no then you'll be hired, right? There's no, they won't say no, we need someone between the ages of 18 to 25, and it has to be a female. So yeah, so, and it has to be single. There's no such thing as that here. So it is an equal employment opportunity, safe and sound. So violent crime here is rare, and gun ownership would be almost 4 times lower than the US. And when I created this slide, it was even before all of the things that's happening in the US. So I think right now this one would be more than 4 times lower than the US. Universal healthcare. So medical treatment is mostly free at the point of use. So If you are needing a medical checkup, so you go to a GP, you go into a clinic. Once once you're seen by the doctor, you get your prescription and leave the clinic without paying anything, right? So if you need services, emergency department services, you go to emergency department, you get triage, you get seen by physician, by emergency doctor, physician. And if you don't need to get admitted, you leave. If you have prescription, you leave your prescription, and there's not those you don't need to pay for anything for that one as well. If you get admitted, then you get admitted to a medical ward, surgical ward, or whichever ward it is that you need services for. Once you're done, once you're all checked out, you might have a prescription, discharge prescription as well, and you leave the hospital with that one. So you are not, when you get admitted, you don't need to pay for deposit or anything, and when you leave, you don't need to pay anything as well. So if you need MRI, then they do MRI for you. If you need CT scan, they do CT scan. Right. Education. So all young citizens have access to the best schooling available, and between grade 1 to 12, that is free education. So you can certainly avail that free education. Right. So our credentials. So just a reminder for everyone, if you guys are getting advice with regards to your immigration paperwork, immigration with regards to your work permit, tourist visa, sponsorship here, if to go to Canada, they need to be licensed with ICCRC. They cannot be providing you immigration advice without having any license with ICCRC, right? Now, ICCRC is our governing body. If do you have any complaint with regards to a consultant, then you log that complaint to ICCRC, and then they'll investigate. And yeah, but then if the person that you're working with, or you or the person that you paid for to get some immigration advice is not licensed consultant, then even if after filing a complaint, ICCRC won't be able to do anything because they are not licensed consultant. So how would you know if that person then that you're working with is really licensed with ICCRC? So you just go to the website of ICCRC, you scroll down and you hit learn more, and then on the public register, you type in the last name of the person that you're working with, Roman, or the person that's giving you advice when it comes to immigration, and first name is, let's say, Israel. You hit search. There you go. So that's the name right there. And the status is active. That's the license number. And when it comes to when you hit contact, it would show you where that consultant is based out of from. So for Israel Roman, it is in Nanaimo, BC, Canada, and the company that he works for or works with is Roman and Associates Immigration Services Limited. So that's one way of checking if that person is licensed with ICCRC. Now, the site did mention that he works for Roman and Associates. How would you now be able to check if that business really exists? Since that business, Roman and Associates, is in Canada, you can go ahead and check that one with Canada Business Registry. And I'm pretty sure in your home country, there is a way on how to check if that business really exists and it's not a fly-by business, right? Or it's not an overnight business. So for this one, so you go to Canada's Business Registry, type in the company name, Roman and Associates, and there you go. It would show you the business Roman and Associates Immigration Services Limited, and the status is active, and it is a BC company. So those are the two ways. One, you've checked now the person, if that person is licensed with ICCRC. Now you're able to check if the business that he or she works with is really exists. Now the other thing that you can check is google.com, right? So in google.com, you can check, okay, for this person, the name of the person, you can go ahead and type in Google and see who is this person really, right? Okay, so in Google, type in, or any web browser, any search web browser, type in the name of the person you're working with or giving advice, see, and then see if there's anything that stands out or red flag for you, right? Before for that person. Okay. So with for Israel Roman on the right hand side, it would show you Roman and Associates Immigration Services Limited, and that's because that's a company that I work for, and it says the address, which is Nanaimo, and it's closed because right now it is 5:14 in the morning at the moment, so that's why it's closed, and that's the number. And then on the left side, just find some anything that would kind of like tell you that it's a red flag. Do not proceed or stop doing business with that person. So let's click on the picture just to make sure that Israel Roman is really the person in the website as well that you're looking at. And let's start the video, or click on the video so that you can kind of like compare. Okay, so this one right here is the Nanaimo Hospital gets 340,000. That's from BC Local News, and that's me right there. And when we click another picture, the Nanaimo Hospital donates donation tops 300,000. So that's me right there again, doing a small thank you speech. Let's click one more. This one right here is myself again doing a hospital tour for one of our guests in our hospital. So, and is there any new things? I guess that's it. Okay. All right. So now, oh, practicing RN. So I'll show you, am I really a practicing RN? Right. So, and I guess hold on. Let's go back. There you go. Okay. Let's go find out. Is there anything that shows that I am a practicing RN? Actually, there's none here that really indicates the old. Oh, no, never mind. There is one right here. So hospital, the Lima Hospital Auxiliary donation tops 300,000. So you'll see right there, Israel Roman NRGH Intensive Care. telemetry, medicine, floor, heart health manager. So there you go. So, all right. Okay, moving on. So how to become a registered nurse? So this is the biggest question that I always get is like, as a nurse, can I come to Canada and work? Right. And unfortunately, the answer to that one is directly you are not able to, right? So it is very impossible to come to Canada right away and work as a nurse. If there is, I would be jumping on that one and be doing a live webinar on it, right? But but there is still a way on how you can come here and eventually work and immigrate to Canada as a nurse. But again, directly, there's no program for that one. There's no way, there's no pathway for that one, right? So unfortunately, there's not. But that's not the end of the road. There is a way, though, indirectly. So option one, this is a not so easy version. So first is you need to take your IELTS. Once you have taken your IELTS, you'll have your credentials evaluated by the National Nursing Assessment Service or NNAS. This is where you'll have to apply for your credentials to be checked, and then you'll be sending your school a form for the school to fill out, and then your school will be sending that one together with your transcript of records and yeah, transcript of record to NNAS for them to evaluate. Then you have to take your IELTS again. And the reason why I say this is because on the first step, if your IELTS, if you have taken your IELTS for more than 2 years now, then you'll have to retake the IELTS in order to proceed to the next step, which is now your nursing competency assessment service. So this is basically an exam to see if there's any gaps between your nursing education and the nursing education here in Canada, right? So they're trying to compare those two, the nursing education that you have taken back home and compared to the nursing education that is delivered here, is there any gaps? So with that one, it's basically two parts. One is the computer-based assessment, so that is all theory, and then the second part would be the simulated lab assessment and oral assessment. So if you go back to your nursing college days or in you learn skills in theory, and then at the end of the week, you'll have a return demonstration, and that is what the simulated lab assessment and oral assessment is. So let's say head to toe assessment, you've learned that one you've learned the theory around head to toe assessment. Now at the end of and then now you'll be doing a return demonstration on your head to toe assessment. So this one right here is only done here in Canada. You won't be able to do this one in your home country. You have to come to Canada and do this. So you have to apply for your visa in order to come here and do the exam. And the NNAS and the NCAS. Now, the College of Nursing would now be able to determine if there's any gap. And with that gap, what are the courses that you need to take? Now, because you are a international educated nurses, 99% of the time, you will be taking a course or courses. So it could be a 6 month course, it could be a 1 year course, it could be a re-entry course, but you will be taking at least a course, right? So once again, you'll be coming here to Canada for that one because that one is only delivered by, let's say for BC, if you're getting licensed here in BC, the only schools that provides the coursework would be Kwantlen and Thompson's River University. So you'll have to come here to Canada again as a study permit and in order to complete those coursework. And then you now search for your full-time employment later on once you have completed all the steps. So I do say it's not so easy version because again, for the Nursing Competency Assessment Service or the NCAS, you have to come here to Canada for that one to get your simulated lab assessment and your oral assessment. And then once you've done, so that's a 2 day exam. Once you're done with that one, you go back home and wait for the result from the college because they have now both your NNAS and NCAS. And then they'll now determine what course you need to take or courses. And then once you then you'll have to come here. You'll have to come back here to Canada for that one. Now you won't be able to use your visit visa. You'll have to get a new permit, a new visa, which is now a study permit. So the option two is a straightforward study permit, right? Knowing that you'll still have to study, why go around the bushes on that one? And why not just go ahead and come here and for the study permit? And you'll see the advantages as well, like coming here on a study permit directly. So this is a fast and easy pathway to Canada for nursing, for nurses. So you apply for the study permit, and the course that you'll be taking would be the nursing review course. So this one would be the either the 12-month or 18-month nursing review course. Then after successfully passing the course, you will now then apply for your work permit as an RN. Okay. Then after working for a year as an RN, you now apply for your permanent residency. And this one would be through the Express Entry Program, Canadian Experience class, or the skilled worker. Okay. So these are the 3 steps, and it's direct. You apply for your study permit and then work as an RN and then apply for your permanent residency. So what is the eligibility requirements then? So this is with regards to the federal requirements. So what does the immigration need to see from you in order for them to approve your study permit? So first is you need to be enrolled in a designated learning institution, which that one is all covered. So we will be sending you to a school that is definitely a designated learning institution. And you need to prove that you have enough money to pay for your tuition fee and as well as for your living expense for yourself. And if you're bringing your spouse and dependent, it would be a show. You need to show that you're able to provide living expense for them as well, right? So not just for your tuition fee, but as well as do you have enough money, resources to be able to support yourself, and if you're bringing your spouse and dependent, them as well. And admissible to Canada, meaning you don't have no criminal record and in good health. So now, what is the minimum requirement to get admitted to the school, right? What is their requirement? One is you just, not just, you must be registered as an RN in the country of origin, right? So if you're living in the Philippines, you need to be an RN in your country, in the Philippines, and have worked at least 11 25 hours of RN experience within the last 4 years. So if you have been working as a full-time nurse, then in 1 year, then you've covered 11 25 easily, because full-time RN in a year roughly would be around 1900 hours. When it comes to the English or English ability, language ability, for your IELTS, minimum score would be 6.0 for the 18-month course. Now, if you scored 6.5 or higher, then you may qualify for the 12-month course. So this is a good news, because that means you'll be finishing the course 6 months earlier, right? And if you are going to go ahead and take that 12-month course, because your IELTS is 6.5 or higher, then there'll be a comprehensive nursing assessment, and that one is done in your home country, right? You don't need to come here for that one, right? The school will be able to facilitate this one while you are in your home country. And I'm optimistic that since you're a nursing graduate and at the same time working as well as an RN, passing the comprehensive nursing assessment won't be a problem. So what is the Canadian Nursing Review? Okay, so this program would help you with the skills that you need in order to meet the Canadian standards and be able to comfortably work as an RN here in Canada, right? And I can attest to that working in Canada as an RN is way different than working as an RN in the Philippines. There's a big difference, and this Canadian Nursing Review course would help you get ready. Will help you to get the skills that you need in order to be a successful RN here in Canada. And the program is made up of six main components. So you have your medical terminology, your your English course. You have your Canadian Nursing Review, which is this includes your clinical experience, your final competency, and NCLEX preparation course. And then you also have your co-op education or work experience, and then your leadership in nursing. If you will be attending the 12-month course, then there won't be any English course for that one. And the co-op education work experience. So an ex- the an example for this one is when you go back again to your college, nursing college years, and try to recall your practicum. Let's say doing a nursing shift in orthopedic medical ward or maternity ward or ICU or whichever wherever, you'll have that one as well here. But the biggest difference is that you will be paid as an RN at that time, right? So your co-op education work experience is basically you're getting paid as an RN. You have your interim license to work as an RN at that stage, right? So that is still part of your schooling, but at the same time, you are now getting paid as an RN. So what are the benefits for this one? So it's an easy criteria. You just need to be not just, but you need to be an RN in your home country with 1125 nursing hours in the last 4 years. And another benefit on this one is you are allowed to work during the school season. So 20 hours per week. If it's off school season, you're able to work 40 hours per week. And as a college student, you are allowed to bring your spouse and your children as well. Once you have received your diploma, you and your family, you don't need to leave. I mean, you'll stay in Canada under the work permit program and eventually apply for your permanent residency, then Canadian citizenship. So once you have completed the course, you don't need to leave Canada. You stay here. You work as an RN for a year, at least and then after a year, you apply for your permanent residency. So I know there's a lot of posts in the Facebook page when it comes to the wage, the salary wage for nursing. So how much does a nurse here in Canada, in BC, really get? Right? I mean, is it really worth it come to Canada and work as an RN and invest all the money that I will be investing, right? So here in British Columbia, anywhere in British Columbia, this is the wage grid that we are using. So until 2022. After 2022, there'll be a new one and it won't be going down. It will just be going up. So on your first year, level 3, the highlighted one. So level 3, you'll be getting $34.83. After a year, it will jump to $36.17. On your third year, $37.51. Up to the ninth year, which is $45.73. If you're working for more than 9 years, so 10 years, 11 years, so on and so forth, you'll still remain in your $45.73. If you if you get promoted and be a head nurse or supervisor, then this would be your wage right here. So level 4 would be right here. Okay? So if you come here to Canada to study and then now you're working as an RN and you have 5 years experience back home, then that 5 years of experience will be taken into account. And instead of starting at 34.83, you might be starting at either 38.84 or $40.19. Okay. So let's do a sample computation really to make it clear. So let's say you are earning $34.83 and you're working full time, so that's 40 hours per week. So you'll get in a week that would be $1,537. In a month that would be 6,148. And in a year that would give you close to 80,000. Okay? Or to be exact, it would be 79,934 and 40 cents in a year. So how much is that really if we convert to, let's say, Philippine peso? That would give you 2.7 million pesos in a year. Okay. And I'm not sure if you'll be getting that one, let's say, in the Philippines for working. So let's say, I'm not sure for how many years. How many years do you need to work in the Philippines as an RN to get 2.7 in a year, right? But this one right here is 2.7 million pesos. You'll be earning this one in 1 year. And that is only the minimum wage. This is entry level, not minimum wage. This is the entry level nursing wage, $34.83. Every year, your wage per hour will go up. So 2.7 will definitely go up, right? So 2.7 is a nice amount of money to get in a year and work while working as an RN, right? With all the hazards that you guys are that we have working as an RN, 2.7 is sounds great. But of course, you won't be getting this one without investing money on yourself, right? And and I say investment, the money that you'll be spending, I say it's an investment on yourself because it's almost it's an investment wherein you'll be getting money back later on, right? So there is a return of investment, and the return of investment is good because your return of investment is would be within a year. And in any business, let's say you have a if you're trying to think of doing business, let's say online business or business on selling products, there's investment involved on that one. But then you don't have control over the return of investment because you're relying on the product, you're relying on the consumer. Hopefully there are a lot of consumers that would be needing, wanting your product and would be supporting you every month, every week kind of thing. And for the rest of your maybe in the next 5, 10 years, right? And your return of investment on that one is not as quick as this one. And retaining income won't be as great as this as well, right? So once we determine you are eligible for this program, there is the administration fee. And again, this would be part of your investment. Administration fee of 48,000 pesos. But with this one, we are adding some perks or promo on this one for joining our free webinar. So our perks on this one is, or our added bonus on this one would be you have your free unlimited IELTS review, and at the same time, and also a free IELTS exam. Okay, so if you fear that you might not get this IELTS score that you need, which is your target is 6.5 and higher, so that you'll just be taking the 12-month course, this free unlimited IELTS review would certainly help you with that one. It will boost your confidence in when you take your IELTS, and it will get you the score that you need, not just 6.5, but higher, right? There is a school application fee of 450, and then the school down payment, which is if you are taking the 12-month course, the school down payment would be 8,150. If you're taking the 18-month course, then it would be 11,050. Now, with regards to the down payment, this is paid directly to the school. Okay, you won't be paying this one to us or through us. We won't be handling the money. You'll have to pay this one directly to the school. Now, usually, once you the second stage, once you receive your letter of acceptance from the school, there is a consultant's fee of at $1,000 For this one, that is being waived. Okay, as part of this webinar, you don't have to pay that $1,000. And then you have your visa fee application, your medical exam, and then your biometrics exam as well. Now, once you're ready to fly, usually there is a retailer's fee of 500. That one is being waived as well as part of this webinar. Then, so the total tuition fee for the nursing review course is for the 12-month course, that is 16,300. And then for the 18-month course, that is 22,100. Again, this is the total tuition fee, but initially you've already then paid the down payment. So you deduct the down payment on that one, that would be your balance. So, and then your show money, it says their living expense would be 15,000. And so your total investment would be 1.1 or 1.3 million pesos. In our end, your potential income for 1 year is 2.7. So in a year, working as an RN in a year, you have already your investment, you have already taken your investment back, right? And this is only for you. If you are bringing your spouse, then your spouse would have an open work permit. And with that one, or let's say here in British Columbia, minimum wage would be $14.60. So if your spouse will be working full time, your spouse will be getting close to 1 million pesos a year as well. So that is a good return of investment for you, right? So to give you a quick snapshot on the process. So first is the eligibility check, right? So at this stage, we won't be asking you anything. It would just, in terms of money, there won't be any, you won't be paying anything for this. Eligibility check is for us, it's one way for us to really determine if you will be able, if you meet the minimum requirements and if you'll be able to get into the course, right? Because if we know that you won't, then there's no point of wasting your time, our time, and your money as well, right? So that's why we do this one. And so, yeah, so we do the eligibility check. Once we have determined that one, that you are eligible, then you go to start your application. So this is where you now register and be our client. This is where now you this is the step when you pay that 48,000 pesos as the administration fee. Then we start the ball rolling. We set your unlimited IELTS review, and then later on work with your IELTS exam. And then so that there's the third step would be the IELTS exam. Then we once you've done your IELTS, then we submit your application to the school, and then we get the acceptance letter from the school, and then submit your application to IRCC, and you come to Canada. And if you applied with your spouse and children, then the family flies to Canada. Okay. So next steps, and this is only if you are still interested to be an RN in Canada, knowing the investment that you need in order to come to Canada. And again, if there is only a way for you guys to come to Canada directly and like work as an RN directly, I would share that one. But there is no pathway to directly come to Canada and work right away as an RN. We have to go through this longer way Yeah, I mean, like it's really, yeah, and expensive, right? But it's worth it. And I can attest to that one. I've been here since 2008. And yeah, so the first step is send your resume to assessment at romancanadianimmigration.ca. Okay. And this is a wrong date. I did not update this one. Subject line, please have it a study per SP via nursing live stream, and it would be today's date. Okay. And then once we have determined that you are eligible for this program, then we will inform you that we can go ahead and proceed to the next step and start your application. And again, that would be the only time you'll be paying the administration fee. Okay, so when we first receive your resume, there's nothing for you. You don't need to pay anything for that one. We still have to determine if you meet the minimum requirement and proceed to the next step. So that's all I have with regards to how to come to Canada and work and immigrate as an RN. For those people who joined us in this live webinar, live stream, thank you so much. Thank you for your time. If you know anyone that would be interested in coming to Canada as an RN to work and immigrate, please don't hesitate to please share this information with them. For those people who just finished watching this recorded webinar, thank you as well. And please, again, share it to your friends and family that you know that would benefit from this. Once again, thank you. Till next time, stay safe.